this is the wrap-up for the live market open for the show. Basically, markets are a bit more mellow, some gloom from Trump, falling oil prices, Brexit uncertainty after the PMIs, and Draghi looks a bit tired. That means the yen looks a bit stronger, and the dollar also, and pound basically not a bit of a more worried atmosphere. Again, not in stocks, but more in currencies. Recent data, as mentioned, in the UK doesn't look good.
1 minute before the release. Stand by.
Sorry for that. Lots of uncertainty regarding Brexit. It's something going on. We had some calm, but it seems to be over. Data in Europe, it looks better. In the UK, not so good. In the US, it looks really good. Today, we have the UK GDP in about half an hour, but it's a bit outdated. Durable goods orders, key for US investment. And the Fed decision, remember, Fed, on one hand, things are looking better in the United States, but global economy does not look so optimistic. Let's see how they balance it. I expect them to be relatively dovish, not provide a hint for a rate cut in September. Keep the door open, of course, but nothing, and acknowledge some improvement, but not really provide optimism. Let's take a look, a quick look. Well, sorry, I'll mention that the Fed decision, we might have a hint for GDP on Friday. GDP on Friday expected to show 2.6% annualized growth rate. It's the first release in the United States. It's expected to show a bounce after 2 relatively weak quarters. Also on Friday, watch out for Big Friday, Japanese rate decision. I expect a disappointment, some stimulus, but not enough for the market's hunger. And late in the day, the European stress tests for banks, and they'll probably be a bit whitewashing. Okay, anyway, so that's this week. Anyway, let's look at the charts. Euro dollar extremely stable at 110, 109.60, 110, 110.50. These are the lines of the current very frustrating range. Also, pound dollar fell asleep just a bit, 130.60 to 132.50. Dollar yen, extreme madness this morning here. Very, very choppy. 105 is some kind of support, followed by 104. And on the top side, 106.40 and 107.50. Dollar CAD, Canadian dollar slipping with oil prices. So 131.85 currently, 132.40 resistance, 131.40 support. Aussie dollar, despite better than expected, slightly better than expected inflation figures, not going anywhere fast, under 75, 74.40, and 76 are lines to watch out for. And the Kiwi hugging the 70 level, waiting for data mostly next week. Okay, so I think that's the wrap up for today. As always, you're welcome to watch the full show, replay the special previews, and everything else. Before we go, I see more questions. Luke asks, what's up with Spanish politics? Still no government. Yeah, still no government. The King, Felipe VI, is consulting the political parties, and he's expected to ask Rajoy, Mariano Rajoy, the leader of the center-right Partido Popular, to lead the new government, to continue. He's the prime minister, to lead the new government. He doesn't have enough support. He might get support from a bit from the inside, from Ciudadanos, and from the outside, perhaps even from Catalan, one Catalan party, and perhaps other support, and form a new government, but a minority government. That's sort of the baseline scenario. But there's also a chance of a third round of elections. So things are moving very slowly in Spanish politics. On one hand, they counted the votes very quickly. Within 4 hours, we had full results. On the other hand, forming a new government, political talks, especially now when it's so hot here in the summer, it's going on very slowly. Also a story on the back burner to watch out for. I haven't been talking about it because it has become boring, and politics are much more interesting in the US and in the UK. Anyway, that's sort of the update. Maybe next week we'll have some news. I think there's a debate in Parliament next week, but Don't hold your breath. Okay. Anyway, that's the show for today. Very long show, lots of previews, Fed, GDP next week, and we had the wrap, of course. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming, for the great questions. I wish everybody a safe and successful day, the rest of the week and next week as well. We'll be here for the live coverage this evening. Do tune in. I think it begins at about 5:30 GMT, half an hour before the Fed decision. And also on Friday, watch out for the GDP coverage. Remember, the first release is more important. And yeah, and you're welcome to visit FX Rate Forex Crunch. And that's it for today. Thank you, everybody, for coming, and see you soon. Ciao. Bye-bye.